What's up guys? So how are you enjoying this update so far now that it's available to everyone? Based on the poll results I can see a majority of you enjoy it somewhat, with a lesser amount believing the update is perfect. Though it may be partially skewed because I noticed a few people were saying how the last option was worse than the second last option because they don't know what a meme is. And it ruins the fun if I have to explain it to you, so just Google 5/7. Anyways, I'm still stealing footage from my internet friends because I was waiting for the Steam version to update before I record anything, but since it only came out early today, I didn't have enough time for it, so why not show some competitive footage versus Tyler, whose channel link you can find in the description, instead of stomping 50% newbies who have no idea how the game mode works in Crucible. So yeah, by now each of us has a decent understanding of the game mode, but there's obviously a lot of ways still to improve. Like optimizing our decks for example, but that will always be a pain in the ass so long as you only have 3 decks to work with, and I'm not a fan of having just 30 seconds to think about what cards to swap around for this one specific map that I'll probably have to switch up again next game. I just want to chill in the per-game loading screen without having to stress. You know what I mean. I think in a few of these land map games I still brought around my boat and nuclear subcards because I couldn't figure out what to swap it out with. I mean, sure, the balloon portion of it may be good, but it's kind of a waste because the cards are now too situational. So yeah, let's continue discussing OP cards. Well, let's start off with the Bloon Jitsu. I'm not sure if I talked about it already, but it's still fairly strong even though it costs 5k now instead of 4k. As for other nerfed towers, Ground Zero took a massive hit as it now costs 15k instead of 10k to build, though if you ask me it's still pretty strong because normally it'll cost you 18 to 20k or so in classic battles to build the thing. Also nerfed is the Glaive Lord, from 5.5 fucking k to 7,400, but I really don't see why because to me it wasn't even that OP, and now it's utter garbage just like the 0-0 tack shooter with spaced blues that doesn't even give you good eco. Anyways, I'm super late on this, but the first game on Bloon Lab ended with me winning from a group Rainbow Rush, which did I mention is a really good card. 12 regrow rainbows for 3.5k is more efficient than on normal battles. So GG there, if only Tyler was a bit less greedy cause you can see he was just going ham on eco, with almost 1,000 on round 13 at the time of his death. Speaking of which, I've already seen complaints about eco here and how you don't nearly get enough of it. Well good sir, just take a look at that first game and you can put that complaint to sleep. I think the biggest thing people aren't realizing is that you have to discard. Who cares if it costs $50 to do that? There's no point in keeping your fan club card that you got from the start because you aren't going to use it for another 20 rounds anyway. With that said, you also need a good mix of early game balloons for eco as well as some for rushing late game, which is why I take stuff like the 0-0 Spike Factory, which is useless as a tower, but invaluable as a balloon send. Plus 40 eco for $700, count me in. Onto a related topic, but I hear several other complaints are from the fact that it's too hard to select your card or discard it on super small devices. And to that I can't say much cause I've only ever played on iPad or Steam, where everything is bigger and better. Well, not exactly. I did actually test out the Android version yesterday and noticed the same problems, so I understand your pain if that is the case, and I'll forward it to Ninja Kiwi ASAP, along with the fact that you can't place towers at the bottom of the screen cause if you hover over there it'll just bring up the cards panel again. Talk about possibly huge disadvantages, especially when it comes time for #epic late game and you can't fit any of the bottom side with towers. Speaking of which, yes, late game is most definitely possible. For the dozens of you who were checking out Tyler's stream on Tuesday, you'll have seen me and him making it to round 70 or so with temple spam. but I eventually won out cause I brought myself a late game deck consisting of Temple, Ray of Doom, and Sabotage supply lines, while Tyler only brought the Temple. If you ask me, it didn't feel as boring as normal late game, though that just might be because it was my first time, and first time for everything will never be boring. Back to the game, and boy how close was that. I thought I was Denezo because I pretty much used all my money for rushing and it didn't kill Tyler, so then I just saved 7,500 for a massive BFB rush. Fully expecting a counter rush, I sold my cluster bomb for a juggernaut because I was expecting strong balloons, but once the rainbows came out I was like, oh shit, they are boosted, so I might not survive, so I made the decision to sell my towers for the Blade Maelstrom. What you didn't see was the Blade Maelstrom though, lol, because my slow and terrible micro on anything that isn't on computer means I never got it up in time, so on Tyler's side it kind of looks like I was being an idiot since I sold my towers for basically nothing. Oh well, we're on Snowy Castle again, which means it's time for me to get revenge. Also, this can't be real ISAB, you're using wizards. I know, right? Ninja Kiwi had to give us a 1/1 wizard for half price just for us to use it, so it's a pretty solid tower now along with the group Yellow Sense. To be honest, I could just talk all day discussing each and every card, but maybe what I think I'll do is talk about the best and worst cards in separate videos. How does that sound? It better sound good, cause I'm gonna do it anyways. What I'm also gonna do is cut off the commentary because I got an exam to study for and 80 terms to remember. Kill me. As always, likes and comments are appreciated. I am very disappointed to say that yet again we did not meet our 777 like goal, so no useless Easter egg for those of you who are unaware, and if you want to be a dick and spoil that again then be my guest, but I'll have you know I already marked you on my end list. This time I have a brand new Easter egg to reveal, so 777, and I will tell where it is. Hint, it's in my last 10 videos, which could include this one. Have a very card battly day.
the whole world at our feet, watching seasons change. Our roads were